Exodus chapter 4. Miraculous powers for Moses. Moses replied to the Lord, "What if they will not believe me or listen to me? Maybe they will say, 'That is not true. The Lord did not appear to you.'" The Lord then asked him, "What is that in your hand?" "A staff," he replied. God said, "Throw it to the ground." He threw it and it became a serpent, and Moses drew back from it. The Lord said, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." Moses reached out his hand and took it, and it was again a staff in his hand. Then the Lord said, "With such signs they may believe that the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you." Again the Lord said to him, "Put your hand in your bosom." He put his hand in his bosom, and when he took it out, his hand was covered with leprosy, white as snow. And God said, "Put your hand back in your bosom." So he put it back, and when he took it out again, his hand was healthy like the rest of his body. The Lord added, "If they do not believe you and are not convinced by the first time, they will believe you when they see the second. But if these two signs are not enough to make them believe you, take some water from the Nile and pour it on the ground, and the water which you took from the river will turn into blood on the ground." Aaron as assistant to Moses. Moses said to the Lord, "O my Lord, never have I been a fluent speaker, either before or after you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and tongue." The Lord said to him, "Who gave man a mouth? Who makes him dumb or deaf? Who gives him sight or makes him blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Go now, I will be on your lips and will inspire what you have to say." But Moses insisted, "My Lord, I pray you, why not send someone else?" At this the Lord became angry with Moses and said, "Haven't you Aaron your brother the Levite? I know he speaks well. Look, he is coming to meet you, and he will be glad when he sees you. You will speak to him and tell him what I have told you to say. And when you tell him or when he speaks, I will be with you and with him, and teach you both what you have to do. Aaron will speak for you to the people. Indeed, he will speak for you as a prophet speaks for his God. Take this staff in your hand, and with it you will work the signs." Moses returns to Egypt. Then Moses went back to Jethro, his father-in-law, and said to him, "Let me go back to my people in Egypt to see if they are still alive." Jethro said to Moses, "Go in peace." The Lord said to Moses in the land of Midian, "Go back to Egypt, for all the men who wanted to kill you are dead." Moses took with him his wife and his sons. He put them on a donkey and set off for Egypt, holding in his hand the staff of God. The Lord said to Moses, "You are returning to Egypt, and you will perform all the portents that I have empowered you to do in the presence of Pharaoh. I will, however, make him stubborn so that he will not let the people go. You shall then say to Pharaoh, 'This is the Lord's message. Israel is my firstborn son, and I say to you, let my son go that he may worship me. But you have refused to let him go, and because of this, I will take the life of your firstborn son.'" The son of Moses circumcised. At the lodging place on the way, the Lord met him and was about to kill him. But Zipporah took a flint stone and cut the son's foreskin, and with it she touched the feet of Moses, saying, "You are now my husband by blood." And the Lord let him live. Zipporah said, "Husband by blood," because of the circumcision. Moses and Aaron. The Lord said to Aaron, "Go into the desert and meet your brother Moses." So Aaron went and met him at the mountain of God and kissed him. Moses related to Aaron all that the Lord had said to him and all the signs he had commanded him to perform. Moses and Aaron assembled all the elders of the Israelites, and Aaron told him everything that the Lord said to Moses. He also performed all the signs before the people, and they believed him. When they heard that the Lord had visited the people of Israel and had seen their suffering, they bowed to the ground in worship. Moses confronts Pharaoh. After this, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go, that they may hold a feast for me in the desert." Pharaoh replied, "Who is the Lord that I should listen to his voice and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go." Then they said, "The God of the Hebrews has met with us. Allow us to make a 3 days journey into the desert. There we shall offer sacrifices to the Lord our God, lest he punish us with the plague or the sword." The king of Egypt said to them, "Moses and Aaron, why do you take people away from their work? Get back to your task. They are now more numerous than the people of the land, and you are asking them to interrupt their work." That same day Pharaoh gave the following order to the taskmasters of the people and to the Israelite foremen: "You will no longer supply the people with straw for making bricks. Let them go and find it themselves. But you will exact from them the same number of bricks as before, not one less. They are lazy, and that is why they are crying out to go and sacrifice to their God. Make the work harder for the people so that they keep their mind on it and pay no attention to lying words." The taskmasters and the Israelite foremen went out and said to the people, "By Pharaoh's orders we shall not give you any more straw. Go and get it yourself wherever you can find it, but the amount of work done must be the same as before." The people were dispersed throughout Egypt to gather stubble to use for straw. The taskmasters kept pressing them, saying, "Complete the work required of you each day, as you did when straw was provided." The taskmasters beat the Israelite foremen whom they have placed over the people, saying, "Why haven't your people completed the same amount of work as before?" The Israelite foremen complained to Pharaoh, saying, "Why are your servants treating like this? We are given no straw, and yet we are told to make bricks. We are being beaten, but the fault is with your own people." Pharaoh replied, "Lazy, you are lazy, and that is why you ask to go and sacrifice to the Lord. Go back to work. You will not be given straw, but you will produce the same number of bricks." The Israelite foremen felt they were in great trouble, since they were told not to reduce the number of bricks that had to be produced daily. As they were leaving from Pharaoh's presence, they met Moses and Aaron, who were waiting for them, and said to them, "May the Lord look upon you and judge you, because you have made us hateful to Pharaoh and his officials, and have placed the sword in their hands to kill us." Moses then turned to the Lord and said, "O Lord, why have you treated your people so badly? Why did you send me at all? From the time I spoke to Pharaoh in your name, he has brought trouble on these people, and you have done nothing to rescue them." Exodus chapter 6. The Lord said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Under heavy pressure from me, he will let them go. Under this pressure, he will even drive them out of his land." Another narrative about the call of Moses. God spoke to Moses, saying, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as God Almighty, but I did not make myself known to them by my name, the Lord. I also established my covenant with them, promising to give them the land of Canaan, in which they lived as aliens. And now I remember my covenant, as I hear the groaning of the Israelites enslaved by the Egyptians. Therefore say this to the people of Israel: I am the Lord. I will free you from the burden of the Egyptians, and I will deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with the blows of my powerful hand and my mighty acts of judgment. I will take you for my people, and I will be your God. you will realize that I am the Lord your God who delivered you from the burden of the Egyptians. I will bring you to the land I swore I would give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you as your own possession. I am the Lord. This is how Moses spoke to the people of Israel, but they did not listen to him. So subdued was their spirit and so cruel their slavery. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Go and speak to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and tell him to let my people of Israel leave the country. But Moses said, If the people of Israel pay no attention to me, how then will Pharaoh listen to me, a man who has difficulty in expressing himself? But the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron and gave them his orders regarding both the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the people of Israel out of Egypt into freedom. Genealogy of Moses and Aaron. These were the heads of their households, sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, Hanoch, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These are the families of Reuben, sons of Simeon, Jemiel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, son of a Canaanite woman. These are the families of Simeon. These are the names of the sons of Levi with their descendants, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived 137 years. The sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimei, according to their families. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Kohath lived for 133 years. Sons of Merari, Mali, and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their descendants. Amram married Jochebed, his father's sister, who gave him 2 sons, Aaron and Moses. Amram lived 137 years. The sons of Izhar were Korah, Nepheg, and Zikri. The sons of Uzziel, Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sithri. Aaron married Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab and sister of Nashon, and she bore him Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Korah, Asir, Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These are the families of the Korahites. Eleazar, son of Aaron, married one of Putiel's daughters, and Phinehas was their son. These are the heads of the households of the Levites according to their families. It was to these Aaron and Moses that the Lord said, Bring the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt, group by group, according to their divisions. It was they who spoke with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, about bringing their sons of Israel out of Egypt. Yes, it was the same Moses and Aaron. When the Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt, he said, I am the Lord. Say to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I tell you. But Moses replied to the Lord, I am a poor speaker, and why would Pharaoh listen to me? Psalm chapter 25, Prayer for Guidance and Help. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you, my God, I trust. Let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemies exult over me. Those who hope in you will never be humbled. Those who turn away from you will suffer disgrace. Make known to me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are my God, my Savior. I hope in you all the day long. Remember your compassion, O Lord, your unfailing love from of old. Remember not the sins of my youth, my offenses and rebellious ways, but in your love remember me, for you are a good, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he teaches sinners his way. He teaches the humble of heart and guides them in what is right. The ways of the Lord are love and faithfulness for those who keep his covenant and precepts. For the sake of your name, O Lord, forgive my iniquity, no matter how great it may be. Those who fear the Lord will learn from him the way to choose. They will live in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Lord comes to those who fear him and makes his covenant known to them. My eyes are always on the Lord, for he will free my feet from the snare. Turn to me and have compassion, for I am lonely and afflicted. Free my heart of bitterness, relieve me of my distress. See my pain and sufferings, and forgive me all of my sins. See how my enemies have increased, and how violently they hate me. Deliver me from them, let me not be put to shame, for I look to you for rescue. Let integrity and uprightness be my protection, for all my hope, O Lord, is in you. Redeem, O God, redeem Israel from all her troubles. Matthew chapter 16. The Pharisees asked for a sign. Some Pharisees and Sadducees came to see Jesus. To put him to the test, they asked him for some sign from God. Jesus answered, When it is evening, you say it will be a fine day, for the sky is red. And in the morning you say, Stormy weather today, for the sky is red and overcast. Hypocrites, if you know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, why can you not interpret the signs of the times? An evil and unbelieving people want a sign, but no sign will be given to them except the sign of Jonah. So Jesus left them and went away. When the disciples went to the other side of the lake, they forgot to take any bread. It was then that Jesus said to them, Take care, be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees. And the disciples discussed this among themselves and said, He means the bread we did not bring. Jesus was aware of this, so he said to them, You of little faith, why are you discussing about your not having bread? Do you still not understand? Do you not remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000 and how many baskets you gathered? Or the 7 loaves for the 4,000 and how many wicker baskets you gathered? How can you fail to understand that I was not talking of bread when I told you, Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees? Then they understood that he was not talking about the yeast for bread, but of the teaching of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Peter's profession of faith. After that, Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi. He asked his disciples, Who do people say the Son of Man is? They said, Some say you are John the Baptist, others Elijah or Jeremiah or one of the prophets. Jesus asked them, But you, who do you say I am? Peter answered, You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. Jesus replied, You are a happy man, Simon, son of Jonah. For it is not flesh or blood that has revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And now I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and never will the powers of death overcome it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and what you unbind on earth shall be unbound in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Christ. Jesus predicts his death. From that day, Jesus began to make it clear to his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things from the Jewish authorities, the chief priests and the teachers of the law, and be killed and be raised on the 3rd day. Then Peter took him aside and began to reproach him. Never, Lord, no, this must never happen to you. But Jesus turned to him and said, Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. Your thoughts are not from God, but from man. Then Jesus said to his disciples, If anyone wants to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever chooses to save his life will lose it, but the one who loses his life for my sake will find it. What will you gain by winning the whole world if you lose your life? There is nothing you can give to recover your life. Know that the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with the holy angels, and he will reward each one according to his deeds. Truly I tell you, some of you standing here will not die before you see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.